Hi, it's Heather Clifford with eXp Realty here in Comox Valley in the beautiful Campbell River area with your very last of the year, December 2023 real estate market update and some very exciting news to add from the Bank of Canada this week and, of course, the Federal Reserve with their announcement that they've made. So let's get started. I've created a presentation for you, which I absolutely love to do to review everything that's going on in the real estate market, in the news, and with our own Vancouver Island Real Estate Board. Okay, let's get started for the month of December, ending the year here in the Comox Valley and Campbell River area. We had a media release in December from Kelly O'Dwyer, who's the chair of the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board, and she went on to say that November didn't hold any surprises. As we get closer to Christmas, the market usually slows down considerably, and yes, it certainly has. We do have some very motivated buyers and sellers out there right now, but generally our market has become extremely quiet. O'Dwyer adds that there's undoubtedly demand out there, but high interest rates are deterring many buyers from moving forward. Many potential buyers are opting to wait until the spring with hope that the rates will come down. So we're expecting a decent spring market, says O'Dwyer. And interesting enough, that is what all the talk is right now, is what's going to happen in the spring market. And that comes to the announcements that are all over the news right now. And that is starting with the Federal Reserve. Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, announced this week that he sees interest rates by spring starting to come down. And his voting members went on to say that they expect 3 or 4 rate decreases in the year of 2024. Which is very good news generally, except for we had Tiff Macklin, who's the governor of the Bank of Canada, went on to tell us that if he had to, he would increase the interest rates if we don't keep our spending under control. The economy has been overheated. It is no longer, but we're still not where the Bank of Canada wants to see us, which is around that 2% inflation rate. But there's also a problem with the fact that Canadian mortgages are very sensitive because we have terms in our mortgages. We have to renew our mortgages every 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, etc. Whereas in the United States, your mortgage can be 25 or 30 years and you don't come up for a renewal. In Canada, we have about 3 million mortgages that are going to come due in the next 14 months. And I can see that perhaps that Tiff is saying what he's saying in order to scare some of us people that have to renew our mortgage into stop spending and save our money, because we are in fact going to have higher mortgage payments when our mortgage is renewed. So that's very interesting. Everyone is probably going to be sitting on the edge of their seat until January 24th when Tiff makes his next announcement about interest rates. So the news has been extremely exciting for the last couple of weeks, and we are still in limbo as far as Canadians go as to whether or not those rates are going to start coming down. Generally, the consensus is out there that by the end of 2024, interest rates should be coming down, and maybe we'll start seeing a normal rate of between 4 and 5%. So that lends the question, what should I be doing in the real estate market? Well, if you're a buyer, should you be waiting for interest rates to come down? Generally, what happens is as rates come down, that starts to fuel the market, the confidence, and then house prices start to go up. Now, the best time to have bought real estate was 5 years ago. But the old saying is, buy real estate and wait, not wait to buy real estate. And each of us has our own reasons why we're in the market or not in the market, and you will have to decide what's best for you. Okay. Here we are with our updates from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board. You can see where we started in September. The benchmark price was at 776,200. By October, it had started to fall to 767. And by November, we were at 760,100. So it has slowly been creeping its way down over the last 3 months. I think by the end of December, we're going to see a leveling off. There's going to be confidence come the new year with the talk of the rates coming down and the pent-up demand. I mean, I personally have a few buyers that really need to buy, but there is no product coming on the market. So we're going to have a lack of supply and a pent-up amount of buyers out there waiting. If we look at the benchmark prices across the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board, you'll see that Campbell River is now sitting at 656,900 and the Comox Valley is at 832,800. All markets saw a shift downward this past month, and I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to happen at the end of December, early January when the numbers come out. You can have a look at what the house price index stands for. And then let's have a quick look at single family benchmark price. You can go back 5 years ago, a year ago. I love to look at these numbers and see where we have come from. And you can see right now in Campbell River, we're sitting 656,900, whereas we were a little bit higher by about $2,000, not even $2,000 last month. In the Comox Valley, we also have seen a larger decrease, about $7,000. So now we're down at 832,800 as a single family benchmark price. You're welcome to stop the video and have a closer look. You're also welcome to reach out to me and ask if you want to start receiving these statistics that come out on a monthly basis from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board. Apartments, we're looking in Campbell River, a slight drop of about $4,000 to $334,300. And in the Comox Valley, another slight drop. And actually, it was quite a bit bigger of a drop than Campbell River. So now we're down at $359,200 as a benchmark price for a condominium or apartment. In our townhouse market, we've also seen a slight decrease by about $3,000 in Campbell River. We're now sitting at about $538,600. And in the Comox Valley, they dropped about $2,000 to $563,300. That's the lower price range. Condominiums, townhouses, more affordable. There's still buyers out there that are wanting to purchase and get into the marketplace. And so that market is not as volatile as the detached housing market when you get up over 800,000. Here's the average number of sales. You can see that Comox Valley has really dropped down to only 30 in the month of November, and Campbell River actually increased over month over month up to 30 sales. Now, if we look at who's buying and selling real estate in our areas, I had a really interesting conversation by text message with one of my friends who also is one of my neighbors. And she sent me a message and she said, look at the number of British Columbians leaving for other provinces at decade high, and many of them going to Alberta. So yeah, there are a number of articles, actually, if you Google it, you can read them yourself. But I really encourage you, when you read the headlines, that you actually read the entire article, because at the very end of the article, it says BC population grew by 3.2% over the last year, almost exclusively due to immigration. So we are losing people. For what reason, I don't know. And I don't know what income bracket they're in. I know that a couple of people that I've sold their homes this year have moved out east or further east. And that is to be with family and affordability. A lot of the people immigration-wise that are coming into British Columbia are coming here to go to school, or they are coming here as migrant workers. And so while we are still increasing our population, it would be very interesting to find out who is leaving and why they're leaving. On that same token, do you know that it is said there is over $1 trillion moving from baby boomers in Canada to their Gen X millennial hires. And it's very interesting how we talk about that large amount of money coming down the socio ladder in Canada over the next couple of years. And conversely, here's another article that talks about retirement crisis brewing as baby boomers near the end of their working lives with little, if any, savings. So between the ages of 55 and 64, what they're saying is there's only about $5,000 or less put aside for retirement. And that's a little bit scary. So we will see what happens, because I have been speaking to a number of older people that carry the bulk of their wealth in their home. They either have no mortgages, house prices have gone up consecutively year over year, and they're sitting on a lot of wealth in their home. And they have been talking and asking about this reverse mortgage. So that means that they won't be saving all that money to go to their children. They'll start spending it, enjoying the last few years of their lives. So I don't know where you sit in this scenario, but one side of it's telling us about all this wealth, and the other side is telling us about people that don't have any savings. And I think this is where we get a lot of people downsizing and taking some of the wealth out of their property. Here is our snapshot month over month from December to November. You can see that the listings have dropped, and then the pending sales have also dropped. So our market is starting to slow down. We still have more solds, and that's only because those deals were written back in October and November, and they're now closing in December. So it is statistically known that our market is very quiet right now. I would like to showcase one of my houses on Clarkson Avenue in beautiful Saratoga Beach. This house has had a drastic price reduction down to $699. It has a very nice zoning on it called TC1 zoning. By all means, reach out to me and ask me what you can do with this property. I do have an inspection report on this house. I do not have any photos of the inside of it. It does need a lot of work, but reach out. It also has a small cabin on it and a beautiful size half-acre lot. My new listing, I put it on the market and we sold it really quickly. So over there on 14th Street, it was a beautiful townhouse. It is now sold firm. And also Campbell River Road. If you've been following me month over month, I've had this property on the market for a long time. It was a foreclosure, and the judge has now accepted the offer from the buyer. It is sold. My duplex is also sold, and the reason I want to talk about this duplex is this is on a very large lot in the city of Comox Valley, Courtney, and with the new zoning changes that are coming from the provincial government, getting rid of what RS1 zoning stands for, this particular property is going to be able to have a fourplex on it, and I think the buyer has done well. It's a nice price, and it was a beautifully updated duplex. This property at Driftwood Estates is sold, and we're going to have a new neighbor in the next month. I'm really looking forward to that. And to end off, I just wanted to say that you can hop on to the city of Campbell River and have a look at the holiday lights map to see where all the Christmas lights are if you want to put the family in the car. We did some Christmas light looking the other night, and it was a lot of fun. Also, remember that the Comox Air Force Museum Heritage Park also has a display on in the 19-wing Comox. So there we go. That is my last of the year market update. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you'd like to talk any further about what I've shared in this video. And I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the best. Very excited about what the new year is holding for us all. Take care.